Hi, friends. Have you ever felt in your life that there was something you didn't have enough of? I'm not specifically talking about material things, but maybe you have felt that you didn't have enough time. That's a big one. Maybe you feel like you don't have enough money, or you don't have enough friends, or you don't have enough space. Well, all of these things, whenever we say we don't have enough, what we're talking about is scarcity. And that's what I'm going to talk to you about today. How can we overcome a scarcity mindset? Hi, my name is Kathy Weens. I'm a trauma recovery and women's empowerment coach, and I'm so glad you're here today. You know, if this is the first time you've come to my channel, welcome. And if you've been here before, welcome back, and thanks for supporting this channel. So as I said, I'm a coach. I'm also a licensed professional counselor, author, and educator. And what this channel is about is helping women like myself in the second half of life to overcome challenges. Maybe they're from past trauma or just, challenges that come with life, and to move on and live our best lives. So one of the ways we can do that is what we're going to talk about today, a scarcity mindset. Okay, stay tuned. So one of the first things that we can do to overcome a scarcity mindset is to practice gratitude. And another word for gratitude is abundance. What are the things that we are grateful for, that we have in our life that are good? And so abundance is sort of the opposite of scarcity. So how can you practice gratitude in your life? Well, there are many ways that you can do that. One of the things that I'm going to be doing in November in my coaching practice is I'm doing a gratitude challenge. And I'm going to put the information and how you can sign up for that in the description below. But a way to practice gratitude is to just pause and to think about things you're grateful for. Maybe you can list 3 things a day. This is a practice that Oprah came up with years ago. And when we do that, we shift our mind to focus on the positive, to focus on what we have abundance, what we are grateful for, what we have in abundance, and what we're grateful for. But also, we're training our mind to look for those things throughout the day. Our mind wants to protect us, our brain wants to protect us, and so we're always kind of looking out for the threat so we can stay safe. And that's going to be the default of our brain. And so what we need to do is make a choice and say, I'm going to look for the abundance. I'm going to look for the good things in my life. We can do that through a gratitude practice. Okay, another way that we can overcome a scarcity mindset is through shifting our language. This kind of goes along with abundance, but it's really focusing on what we say. So if we are ever saying there isn't enough, never enough is kind of code for scarcity mindset. So when you catch yourself saying that, maybe you can pause and say, first of all, is that really true? Oftentimes, again, to protect ourselves, we develop this black and white thinking, like, I don't have enough of something. When the reality is maybe you don't have as much as you want. Let's take money for an example. Maybe you don't have as much money as you want, but you do have some money. So we can kind of shift that way that we're thinking and also the language that we're giving to it. We can say, well, maybe I don't have $1 million, but I have a pretty good job. Maybe I need to budget differently. So shifting our language and how we speak about what we have and what we don't have is another way to overcome a scarcity mindset. And another thing that goes along with shifting our language is that we can take the challenges that we have, maybe that sense of not enough of something, a challenge, and see it as an opportunity. What can be the learning, the opportunity in that challenge? So if we don't have enough money, well, what would be some creative ways that we could budget? Or what would be a creative way that maybe we can bring in some extra income if that's what we really need to do? So shifting that negative challenge, that negative mindset into something more positive, to see it as an opportunity, as something we can do. Because an opportunity and doing things is action. And when we just sit and kind of ruminate in our thoughts and these negative emotions, we're not taking actions. We're wasting a lot of energy on that negative emotion. But when we see it as an opportunity and think about the actions we can take, then we're using that energy in a more positive way. So, kind of shifting that mindset from the difficulties in life to seeing what could be the opportunities in those difficulties. To overcome a scarcity mindset is to set realistic goals. We don't need to compare ourselves to other people. Maybe someone has something that we want, but you know what? We also have gifts and skills. And so how can we set the realistic goals for who we are and what we have, for our strengths and the gifts and the things that we are able to do? So again, it's just pausing, it's using some different language, and it's thinking about it in a different way. To set realistic goals for ourselves for what we are able to do, but also for what we truly want to do. And if we truly want to do something the way someone else does it, or to have something that someone else has, then we can use that as an opportunity rather than seeing it as scarcity. How can we get that thing that that other person has? We don't need to be jealous and compare ourselves to them, but we can think about what action can I take to get that if that's something that we really want. And then the last one is to surround yourself with like-minded people. And this kind of goes back to the fourth one that I just talked about with setting realistic goals and not comparing ourselves to other people. If there is someone that has something that you want, then how about talking to them and saying, hey, how did you get that? How can I get that? So that's another way to take action to do something. And we want to surround ourselves with like-minded people, with people that we are safe around, that we are comfortable around, with people that we can truly be ourselves around. Oftentimes people come into our life kind of by default, and we don't always choose those people. We certainly don't choose our family, but we can make a choice of who we want in our lives and to use those people as a role model for the things that we want. So I hope this is helpful. These are 5 ways that we can overcome a scarcity mindset. Thanks. Bye-bye. Okay, friends, in the video, I shared about a class that is coming up on October 28th. That's a Monday night at 7 o'clock Central Time. It's going to be live on Zoom. And the title of the class is Beyond the Mask, Unleashing the Power of Your Authentic Self. And I just want to share a little bit more of what is involved in the class, what we're going to be talking about in the class. So first we're going to talk about what is masking. What does that mean when we say that? How do we mask? These aren't physical masks that we're talking about, but how do we wear emotional masks? And then why do we wear them? Why do we do this? And especially as women, why do we do this? And why is it important to shed these masks, to get rid of this? This is very important, that to be able to live our authentic life, we need to recognize these masks and know why they're there and know how to get rid of them. Then we're going to talk about some common masks that we wear. And if you come to the class, or if you watch it, the recorded version of it, you will find yourself, I imagine, in one or more of these different kinds of masks. So there are things like people-pleasing, like being the strong one, like being a perfectionist. Those are some of the masks that we might wear as women. And then we're going to talk about what is the process of overcoming this? How can we let go of these masks to live our authentic life? And the class will have activities and discussion. And so I think it's going to be a really good one. If you find yourself in this process and you think, yeah, maybe I have some masks that I need to shed, then come to this class. And okay, I hope that's helpful. With information about the class in the discussion, I will have, or in the description of this video, I will have the link, but you can also scan the QR code here on the screen. All right, thanks, and I hope to see you in class. Bye-bye.